Are black celebrities caping a little too hard for the Kamala Harris campaign? Also, Dr. Cheyene Bryant, did she G-check Cam Newton on his own show? All that and more on episode number 81 of Up to Speed with Trip Simpson.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Art. A to the RT. So many niggas want beef, go to Arby's. Not too many rappers in this game that can stop me feeling cocky. Cause my flow hella stocky. Yeah, and I does this shit. Flow sick, something like when your two cousins kiss. Ill. And y'all niggas know who run this shit. They out of breath. Tell the coach I need 100 bricks. Let me cook them in the oven quick. Take them out when these percussions kick. Yeah, and it was never really a discussion, kids. Trade you to another team like the Russians did. Whoa, what the bitches that be sucking dick? Hit me up, you know I love that shit. Yeah. And it's all go when I touch that bitch. Pass it to me, watch me clutch that shit. Swish, swish.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Up to Speed with Trip Simpson. I am your host, Trip Simpson, in the building.
The first of his name, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm.
That's right. And before we get this live stream started today, you know, first and foremost, you know, we got to handle business. Let's get it.
Family moving up in the business. I know you're going to look after family.
What family you talking about, Ice?
Fuck, I look invisible, nigga.
That's right, I am not invisible. So if you're watching live on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you are watching live on X, formerly known as Twitter, hit that heart button, hit that share button, hit that retweet button, you know what to do. And if you are watching live on Facebook, hit that like button, hit that share button. And no matter what platform you guys are watching on tonight, please utilize the live chat feature below. Help us get this live stream off into the algorithm. Let's get it. All right. Got quite a few topics I want to talk about tonight. But first, I want to talk about the Kamala Harris campaign, the black celebrities that she's using to pump false narratives, and I want to talk about why is it that people think that Kamala Harris is a good choice. Really, I'm asking, it's a question. I'm wondering why. So if you're watching the show and you disagree, a little later on in the show, I'll leave a link and you can call in and tell me why you're voting for this woman or why you support the Democratic Party. Now, speaking of the false narratives, the most falsest narratives of all narratives has got to be this Project 2025 shit. It's got to be Project 2025. And really, before I get started, I got to say this. You know why black folks hate Project 2025? You know why black folks hate Project 2025? Because it involves accountability. It involves accountability. See, if black people lived under the guidelines of Project 2025 for the next 25 years, I guarantee you, our population would increase by the millions. There would at least be a 40% increase in two-parent married households. There would be less people in prison. Your children would at least read on grade level, and black on black crime wouldn't account for 60% of the murders in America. But see, most of you Negroes live for the day. Most of you Negroes live for the day and have no sense of urgency about the future. Most of y'all don't even have life insurance. Most of y'all don't even have life insurance. But to my point, the basic idea behind the document is promoting Christian values and American nationalism to all legit Americans. And I guarantee you, and this is my opinion, I guarantee you that there aren't many things in the Project 2025 document that would truly be detrimental to any decent person in America. The most extreme thing in the entire plan is a nationwide abortion ban. And I think it's banning and criminalizing pornography. But all that's besides the point, because even though I agree with most of Project 2025, Donald Trump has stated time after time that he has nothing to do with it. And the Heritage Foundation, the people who made the document, have stated that Donald Trump has nothing to do with it. This is just their wish list. Donald Trump has stated time after time he doesn't plan to ban abortion or IVF treatments or anything of that nature. Donald Trump's agenda has been on his website for months. It's been in text form, and for a little while it was in video form, where he made videos for each of his bullet points for anyone to go watch. Now notice, you don't ever hear anyone on the left criticizing Agenda 47. You never hear anyone criticizing Agenda 47. Why do you think that is? It's because if people really looked into Agenda 47, then you see Trump's true intentions for the country, and you see how much more logical and practical his goals are when compared to the Democrats. All we know about Kamala is that she wants to raise the capital gains taxes. She wants to make it easier for every woman to delete her own offspring. And she wants to send us into super cyan levels of inflation. I mean, that's literally all we know about her policy-wise. Now, just for good measure, I want to go to Agenda 47 real quick so we can be clear on what President Trump is actually running on. I know I did this maybe about a month ago. I went through 47, but I feel like it's necessary to do it again because of all the false narratives just being spread out here. So real quick, let's go to Agenda 47 and see what's actually going on over there. All right, can everybody see that? Can everybody see that? All right, cool. Let's go. We're going to go through Agenda 47 so that we're clear on what's going on here. Number one, President Trump wants to seal the border and stop migrant invasion. Number two, President Trump wants to carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. So far, so good. Number three, President Trump wants to end inflation and make America affordable again. Number four, President Trump wants to make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. An excellent goal. Number five, he wants to stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. Number six, he wants large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. Number seven, he wants to defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Number eight, he wants to prevent World War III. He wants to restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over the entire country, all made in America. Number nine, he wants to end the weaponization of government against the American people. Number 10, he wants to stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, and crush gang violence and lock up violent offenders. Number 11, he wants to rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., make them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Number 12, he wants to strengthen and modernize our military, making it, without question, the strongest and most powerful in the world. Number 13, keep the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know anything about that, that is one of the things that is in major jeopardy right now. Keeping the US dollar as the world's reserve currency is in major jeopardy. I mean, we've already lost our petrodollar status, if I'm not mistaken, because Saudi Arabia, it's no longer required to buy Saudi Arabian oil with the US dollar. So the Saudis have dropped us under Biden. Number 14, he wants to fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. Now, this is in contradiction to what the Kamala Harris campaign is saying. They're going around saying that Trump wants to cut Medicare. Totally not true. And he said it a million times. Number 15, he wants to cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. I also agree with that. Number 16, he wants to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. And I also agree wholeheartedly with that, because if you haven't read up on critical race theory, it's actually a bunch of garbage. It's a whole lot of garbage. A whole lot. Number 17, he wants to keep men out of women's sports. Number 18, he wants to deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our colleges campus safe and patriotic again. Number 19, he wants to secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. Number 20, he wants to unite our country, bringing it to new and record levels of success. Now, if you want to read the entire platform, you can go to his website, donaldjtrump.com/platform or /agenda47, whichever you want to do. You can click on the full PDF document that goes into detail on what his plans are to actually fix the country. All right, let's get to some of these comments. We got Protocol in the building. Protocol says, fam, that chick in my city today and tomorrow, I'll be hitting the streets and asking the same thing. Facts. Then he says, it's the porn ban for me, only because how would they know you consumed it? So what they want to do is just make it illegal, period. Like, they want to cut the industry off, like, at its roots, so that you can't even produce it anymore. JP says, and he carries out his policies. Yes, he does. And then JP also says, but the blacks don't read, so they won't know his policy. I mean, unfortunately, that is sometimes true, JP. But you know, that's why we have shows like mine and yours, so we can wake these people up, and so that we can get to business. All right. But anyways, there we have it. There we have it. That was Agenda 47. At this point, there is no reason why the Kamala Harris campaign should still be falsely claiming that Trump wants to enact Project 2025. But of course, they're going to double down on the lies just like they always do. All right? They're going to double down on the lies just like they always do. Now, what I got here, I want to play one of their latest ads. This is one of their latest ads. See if I can pull it up on my Instagram real quick. And this shit's crazy here. Check this out.
Driver's license, registration.
Here you go, sir. How's your day going?
That's your daughter?
Sure is.
Abigail, right?
How do you know her?
Were you about 8 weeks pregnant? So you've been spotting recently. You've had any cramps or nausea?
That's personal.
You been taking your prenatal vitamins?
Excuse me?
Are you ticketing me for something?
Where you heading, Abigail?
To go see my older sister, Natalie.
Well, that's strange. 'Cause it says here that Natalie's at a concert in Dallas. And your navigation is set to a women's health clinic in one of those abortion states.
We have the right to travel.
Not anymore. Step out of the car.
Please, officer.
Both of you out now. You, sir, are under arrest for crossing state lines to obtain an abortion for a minor under your care. And you, young lady, well, you're under arrest for evading motherhood.
Bro, people actually eat this shit up. They believe this shit. People believe this. I'm telling you, man, like it's crazy. It's crazy how dumbed down our society has got, bro. It's crazy how dumbed down our society has got that people actually sit up and believe this type of shit. It's like they have no idea how the three branches of government even work. They have no idea about how the checks and balances system even works. The Supreme Court just made a ruling stating that abortion is up to the states. So whatever state you live in determines your abortion rule, which it should be. It should be up to the people of that state and their elected officials to decide how they want to carry that situation. So if you live in Tennessee, for instance, and you want to be sexually reckless and get pregnant out of wedlock, you might want to move from Tennessee. You might want to go to a state like New York or New Jersey or California where that type of shit is accepted. But when it comes to Tennessee, they're not having it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, not only do they have nonstop ads spewing lies about Trump and Project 2025, they also have their minions on a nationwide media tour desperately trying to keep this narrative going. Real quick, I got this clip of Tamika Mallory and some other communist sounding dude on the Breakfast Club. I think it was either today or yesterday. They were on the Breakfast Club crying about Project 2025, and then the other guy had some other plan he wanted to introduce that I guess goes against Project 2025 or something that they would like Kamala Harris to do. But anyway, let's get to that. All right, where we at?
Now, what's our Project Freedom?
So I'm going to read a few of the things on Project Freedom. And one of the things I'll say before I even do that is Project Freedom on some level was a response to Project 2025. Ooh. So folks started to hear a lot about this plan to roll back rights, to attack particular groups. And part of what we said is that we wanted to respond to that.
We stop right there. There they go with more lies. Okay, so the first lie is that Project 2025 is going to be a reality because Trump already said he's not fooling with it. He thinks that some of the policies are too out there and he has nothing to do with it. All right, so that's the first lie. The second lie is that Project 2025 is targeting certain groups. What groups are they targeting? They're not targeting any groups. They're trying to make sense of the mess that America has turned into at this point. They're trying to make sense of the mess. But this is the part that disturbs me, man, because they got black people on TV being the face of opposition to policy that for all intents and purposes is the most moral way to go about life. But black people are the main opposition to this policy. Let's go.
Because we're in an important political moment, but also Project Freedom is a political platform or policy that we said we would like to see whoever comes into office adopt. because there are certain things that we know are important that should happen. Some of those things are an end to gun violence, end to mass incarceration, end of police brutality, strengthening and pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, providing a pathway to citizenship, ending the war in Palestine and Sudan.
Boom. So he just named a whole bunch of stuff that literally has nothing to do with the average American and nothing to do with the average black American. Why do you care about a path to citizenship for people who aren't citizens? How does that benefit you? And another thing, this George Floyd Anti-Lynching Act or whatever it's called, I don't give a damn about the George Floyd Anti-Lynching Act. They need to make a motherfucking Tupac anti-black on black crime act and have these niggas stop killing each other. Real talk, when I'm driving through the streets of DC, right? Running my errands, doing whatever I'm doing. The last thing I'm thinking about is a police officer pulling me over and messing with me. You know what I'm worried about when I'm riding through the streets of DC? And I got my shit in the glove, my shit in the center console, because I keeps that concealed carry. I'm thinking about niggas. I'm not thinking about the cops. When I'm riding through the city and I see cops, I'm like, oh, thank God the cops are out here. It's niggas. Like, these people kill me getting on TV and want to sit up here and act like the problem is the police. Nigga, the police got to deal with these niggas just like we do. It's niggas.
Protecting black history, provide a reparations for slavery, offer free college and trade school, cancel student debt, pass the John Lewis Voter Rights Act.
Look at this shit. Cancel student debt. Now, no offense to all my people out here that got student debt. I get it. You want it canceled, but you signed up for it. Just like I signed up for my mortgage. Should my mortgage be canceled? Because that's highway robbery too. Should my mortgage be canceled? I signed up for my mortgage to get my house for 30 goddamn years. But you know what? I don't feel like I should pay that shit no more. Because I was tricked into signing too. Should they just cancel my mortgage debt? You signed up for the student loan. Nobody put a gun to your head. Then he's talking about this Voting Rights Act. People, black people, listen to me. We have had the right to vote since 1870, bro. 1870. Damn, KVH. There's no legislation currently on the books or anyone even talking about not giving black people the right to vote. That is a myth. See, what these far left individuals are doing, the narrative they're trying to push is that requiring people to show ID and proof of citizenship to vote is racist. So they're trying to say that voting rights are being threatened. That's where they're getting this from. And it's nothing could be further from the truth. And it's even dumber that you got black people out here championing shit like this because they're bringing in the illegal immigrants to replace your vote, dumbass. So why would you encourage it? They're bringing these people in to replace you. Let's continue.
Launch automatic voter registration, restore individuals' voting rights, reform the...
Restore whose voting rights? Restore whose voting rights? Shit is crazy, bro. It's all lies.
Supreme Court, expand child tax credits, and provide guaranteed annual income. So it's a...
Did you hear what he said last? Provide guaranteed annual income. Ladies and gentlemen, that is communism. That is communism. When you hear basic universal income or guaranteed universal income, that is communism. These people are literally trying to usher us in to getting our bread and soup from the government. Once the government starts paying you every month, you're locked in. You know how you can tell? They've been doing a case study on this for the past 60 years. It's called welfare. It's called welfare. Welfare is nothing but a experiment. That's why they call it the projects. It's an experiment in communism. Once everybody's living off the government's dime and getting everything they need from the government, it's a wrap. Everybody's gonna be living like niggas in the hood if this type of stuff, gets passed. I don't want your universal basic income. I don't want it. Number one, that's gonna, like I said, drive inflation to super Saiyan levels. If everybody's if everybody's making an extra $1,500 a month, right? What do you think that's gonna do to the rest of the economy? If everybody automatically makes an extra $1,500 a month or whatever they want to give you, what do you think that's gonna do to the economy? That's gonna drive prices even higher. And since people have this extra money, that's going to bring the demand for certain goods even higher because everybody's going to be running out to go buy it because they got the extra money. But the problem is going to come when things start getting limited, right? So when things start getting limited, you have a supply chain issue, supply versus demand. And when the demand overtakes the supply, your prices go through the roof. This is why I don't listen to niggas when they're on the Breakfast Club talking about what their hopes and dreams are for political policies. These niggas don't know what they're talking about. These niggas go to college and they're learning from these socialist professors. But that's a whole nother show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a show on that. Socialism in American colleges. But that's besides the point. Let's get back to the video.
A lot of things in there, but part of what we're trying to convey to folks is that it isn't enough to just have one policy, but you must really have a political platform that someone can adopt that creates wide and sweeping changes. The other piece is that we know a lot of these issues are connected, and how you spend your money in one place will tell us how you can spend or can't spend money in other places. So we're trying to provide a comprehensive platform that one creates political education, but also a standard that we can hold.
Bro, this is nothing but a big word salad. That's what these niggas do, bro. That's what these niggas do. Big word salad. Okay, nigga, you a communist. We get it. We get it. We definitely get it. Now, the funny part about this shit is, though, even the Breakfast Club audience is starting to see through these people. A ton of the comments here on this Instagram page were calling them out for their BS. Let's check out some of these comments. Get myself off the screen. Check out some of these comments, man. Of course, I'm at the top. I said he's describing communism. Somebody said, Blessed 15202 says, voting for them will get us none of that you spoke of. Y'all know that already because they would have already done it. As a matter of fact, they wouldn't give us reparations, but giving millions of free money to migrants. So our ancestors were slaved and was promised a fair shot we don't get. They keep saying it's not possible, then turn around and give all this money to migrants. And y'all still caping for this party? Now I understand it's our sister Tamika's job to do, but it's still heartbreaking. There's somebody says, I'll take Project 2025 over the communism that y'all pushing.
Blood clot.
Another person says, so Project Freedom is the boilerplate Democratic Party's platform with different branding and nothing specific to black people. In other words, a grift in the making. Another person says, y'all need to stop pushing this lie. Project 2025 has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Another person says, only sheep listen to this radio show. Another person says, Project 2025 has nothing to do with Trump. Another person says, why y'all capping again? Trump denied Project 2025. It doesn't exist. Another person says, Project 2025 is not Trump's policy. Another person says, why y'all didn't have this energy for those mandated vaccines? This administration tried to force the entire world to get a vaccine. Some people lost their jobs for refusing. Project 2025 is where y'all draw the line? Be for real. So, yeah, man, like I said, the Breakfast Club is definitely starting to lose its credibility. In my opinion, it's been lost its credibility. But it is what it is. What do we got next here? Oh, now another thing I find baffling about people who identify as liberals is how they can't see the inefficiencies of these arguments made about why people are supporting Kamala. Now, the Plies and Charlamagne The God back and forth from the other day was a perfect example of that. But before we get into that, I want to show one more clip of Tamika Mallory defending her stance on Kamala Harris. Okay? I'm going to show this clip. And after we talk about that, then we'll get to this Plies and Charlamagne The God stuff. All right? Let's go. Let's get it.
In fact, one of the reasons why I support Kamala Harris is because I know about the things that she was doing while she was in the Senate and, you know, before she became president. I know about bills that she co-sponsored, bills that she signed, or that she helped write. The George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, when it included ending qualified immunity, which means that you could go after an officer directly. Like, these are things that she's been involved in, supporting the study for I don't know why.
This woman did not support the study for reparations, and she does not support anything close to doing anything with police officers. But we'll get into that.
People keep saying that the woman is not for reparations. I have heard her say over and over again.
She said it here on Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I don't understand. She said she's...
Charlamagne, look, here goes more lies. When Kamala Harris was on the Breakfast Club, she didn't say anything verbatim about reparations. She didn't say anything about reparations. She said she wanted to start a housing program for all Americans. And that if all Americans did it, then it would also help black people. That's not reparations. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a reparations nigga. But if you're going to speak on something, tell the truth. Kamala Harris is not for reparations. She's not.
Supports it. The thing is, there are many different people out here that see reparations differently, right? There are people.
Certainly.
You got the ADOS folks,
sure.
which is the American descendants of slaves. They have their concept of the fact that reparations should only be going to people who are American citizens. Then you have people who come from a more of a mindset of the diaspora, which includes people from all over the world globally who are black or African receiving reparations. I fall in that category because this is how I was raised. Dr. Benjamin Johaka and others who taught us about reparations from a global perspective.
Which is retarded. Like, okay. Let's say that America was going to give reparations. Why in the hell would a black American want reparations from a global perspective? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. One could say, okay, Jamaicans were enslaved in Jamaica by the UK. If Jamaicans sue the UK for reparations, are they going to include black Americans from the US in their reparations package? Would they include you? Hell no, they wouldn't include you. So why would you include them? Their experience has nothing to do with yours. Their experience has absolutely nothing to do with yours. So I'm saying, man, like, this is why I gave up my black card. Y'all niggas can have it. I'm just an American. I'm just an American. Because this is the type of foolishness that niggas get on TV talking about. We're in a very important and pivotal time in this country. And niggas just get on national platforms talking about nonsense. Global reparations. Global reparations. Like, how do you even justify that? Like, how does this even come out of your goddamn mouth? Let's go.
We must see Africans around the world as part of, our liberation.
And then she's talking about Africans around the world. The Africans sold us into slavery. Why would you include the people who sold you into slavery in reparations? If anything, they should be paying that shit. They should be paying it. They captured you out of your village, rounded your ass up, and sold you off. They should be paying. If anything. I mean, of course, yeah. I mean, I guess a lot of people would have to pay, but that's where it starts. That's the top of the motherfucking pyramid right there. Global African reparations. You niggas are crazy, bro. Let's go.
And so there are different people who have different concepts. And in her mind, she said, you know, something about like checks. She didn't think that you could just give people cash and let that be the end. There has to be a study that you can. Some people feel that's all it should be. So there's what you call a meeting of the minds. Sure. But just because I might be in the ADOS pot or this or that doesn't mean I don't support reparations. How we do it.
What it looks like.
Is what we do. In fact, one of the reasons why I support Kamala Harris is because I know about the things that she was doing while she...
Okay, and that's the end of the video. I think it just started back over. But, I mean, it's clear. It's clear lies being told here. It's clear lies being told here. Kamala's, especially with the police, man. Kamala Harris's DA office allegedly assisted police in covering up the murder of a woman named Matrice Richardson. Look it up. Look it up. Then this woman says that Kamala is for reparations.
Blood clot.
There's video of her saying she isn't going to do anything specifically for Black Americans, and it's gone viral. And as far as Charlamagne The God saying she said it on the show, that's all a lie. When she was on the Breakfast Club, she started talking about housing programs for all Americans and not specifically for Black Americans or ADOS or FBA, whatever you want to refer to us as. And it's crazy to me because this stuff can easily be looked up. This stuff can easily be looked up.
Right? So I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit.
Bro, look how serious she is, bro. Oh, damn, hold up. Y'all can't see that. Look how serious she is. Look how serious she is saying this shit. She got the head bobbing, everything going. Look, you know when a nigga's serious when they get the going like that. Look.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
Look at that shit.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country. Right? So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
I mean, there you have it. There you have it. And to be clear, reparations for Black Americans is not something I think will actually happen. So I'm not advocating for it. I'm not waiting for it. If it happens, I'll take my check.
The first of his name, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms,
I'll definitely take my check. But, you know, what I want you guys to note here, is how clear and concise she was about not doing a damn thing for Black people. The same Black people who got her elected as VP, she was adamant about not doing anything specific for. But when it came to her race, the Asian race, which she was definitely claiming back then, they passed specific legislation for them within the first 90 days of Joe Biden being in office. And they didn't stop there. They did it again last year. They did it again last year. Check out this video right here. Check out this video right here. They literally just did that shit again last year.
Directly.
Hold on.
From the WhiteHouseGov.gov page. Fact sheet. The Biden and Harris administration advanced equity and opportunity for Asian Americans, Native, Hawaiians, Pacific Islander communities across the country. But she can't do nothing specifically for black people. And all the black people are voting for her. You can't make this shit up. Damn near every woman I know got 2 or more kids. Why are we the #1 population since we've been here since day one, huh? How the fuck we not the #1 population? Cause we vote against ourselves and eat our own and kill ourselves. Got a Planned Parenthood in every neighborhood. Right around the corner from Martin Luther King Boulevard in every neighborhood. But they can't do that for us. And these black folks are steady hollering about, I'm gonna vote for Kamala. $36 billion. This is from the WhiteHouse.gov. Don't argue with me. Argue with the fucking people that made it.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
So yeah, that man was spot on. That man was spot on. And you know what's so ironic about this shit? One of the points he was making was about Planned Parenthood. And so there's a friend of mine who was a major supporter and fan of Kamala Harris. I argue with this woman probably almost every other day about Kamala Harris. And do you know what her main reasoning is for voting for Kamala Harris? Women's reproductive rights. Women's reproductive rights. And this is something that is at the top of a lot of black women's political checklists. Bruh. They convinced you that they are helping you by giving you the right to and actually encouraging you to delete your own children. Forget about the fact that since 1973, 23 million potential black citizens didn't get the chance to be born. Right? 23 million potential black citizens didn't get the chance to be born. Oh, and by the way, less than 1% of these kids were products of sexual assault or incest. So don't let them play that game. That's less than 1% of the time, every time that a deletion takes place. But 23 million kids deleted because they came at an inconvenient time. But forget about that. That's a whole other show topic, right? Anyways, the country is in shambles. Illegal immigrants are running rampant in every major city and getting paid government benefits to do it. Crime is at an all-time high in most black cities. Inflation is through the roof. Unemployment is skyrocketing. The housing market is pretty much unattainable to the average American citizen. The US dollar is on the verge of losing all of its leverage. We're funding 2 wars that could potentially lead to World War III. There's a shortage of good cops, and the military is hanging on by a goddamn thread. But your biggest concern is to keep your right to be sexually irresponsible. I mean, I just don't get it. This shit be coming out of the mouths of quote unquote highly educated women. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't know how anyone who could consider themselves a responsible, educated adult would vote for the Democrats, especially a Cali Democrat. Have y'all seen the news out there in Cali? The California State Senate just passed a bill to outright pay the down payments on first-time homebuyers loans for illegal immigrants. They passed a law to pay the down payment for first-time homebuyer loans for illegal immigrants. This is the same Senate who failed to pass a reparations bill for black folks just a few short years ago. This is the same Senate that is basically turning people who broke the law, entering this country illegally, whom, by the way, have no tax-paying track record and don't even have the right to vote. They are paying their down payments. Do you know how much the average home costs in Los Angeles? The average home in Los Angeles costs about $950,000.
Blood clot.
$950,000. And they're talking about giving these people $150,000 to put down on a house. And they are illegal. You don't believe me? I'll pull up the goddamn article. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'll pull up the article right now. Here we go. California Senate passes bill allowing undocumented immigrants to get home buying loans.
Take the weed and leave the money now. Take the what and left the what?
On Tuesday, California lawmakers in the state approved a bill allowing undocumented immigrants to qualify for first-time home buying loans. The measure passed on a 23-11 party line vote in the state Senate. Pay attention. When they say party line vote, 23-11, that means out of the 34 members of the California State Senate, out of the 34 members, all 23 Democrats voted for this. The proposed legislation has been sent back to the Assembly for its final vote of approval before being sent off to Governor Gavin Newsom, or as Trump likes to say, Gavin Newscum. The bill, formerly known as AB 1840, would expand the eligibility requirement for the state's first-time homebuyer loan program to the California Dream for All shared application program to allow undocumented immigrants who live in the state to use it. Now listen, let me stop right there. Here's why that's important. This was already a law for the average California citizen, which was a stupid law, right? This is damn near communism. You're handing out free cash to people who haven't earned it. 150 grand is crazy just to hand out to any and everybody, right? But now you're going to expand. The state is already broke, but now they're going to expand this program to illegal immigrants. Like, I don't understand the thought process of the people who make laws in California who call themselves Democrats. I don't understand the thought process. All right, let's continue the article. Elon Musk backs California. Okay, let me see. What does this say? Okay, yeah. The California Dream for All shared application loan program launched in 2023 and helps qualify first-time home buyers with down payments. The program was initially created to help low and middle-income individuals buy homes. Still, Assemblymember Joaquin Arambula, Democrat from Fresno, who introduced the bill, previously told KTLA that the program doesn't address eligibility based on immigration status. All right, there's nothing else to read here. I mean, we don't need to read the rest of that. Y'all get the point. All right, so there we have it. People who can't even vote are getting legislation in their favor from the Democrats, and all you niggas get is abortion. Man, you can't make this up, bro. You can't make this up, man. But anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about this Plies, rapper Plies, and Charlamagne The God debating over black men's response to Kamala Harris. Now, Plies recently took to social media to tell black men how displeased he was with us for expecting some sort of explanation from Kamala Harris or what she intends to do if she actually becomes president. Now, the shocking part behind this story is actually what Charlamagne The God and the Breakfast Club had to say about it. Charlamagne actually had a great point, and we're going to get to that in a second. But first, let's play Plies' initial post. All right? So let me get to that. Here's Plies. Here is Plies. Give me a second.
Look like me and the men who, this real quick. But to everybody who, especially the ones who look like me and the men who look like me, who quit the, Kamala want my vote, she need to explain herself to me what she gonna do for the black people. Listen, stop asking a motherfucking black woman to explain themselves to you or explain themselves to y'all if y'all ain't willing to ask a motherfucking white man.
Bro, this is what they do, bro. This is what they do. This is what they do. And they do this every time. They lead with race. They lead with race and then they lead with gender. They try to guilt you into falling in line. But this is why we shouldn't have idiots like Plies. Plies shouldn't even have a platform. Right? But this idiot doesn't think that it's appropriate to question someone who is applying and saying that they are eligible to run the goddamn free world. She shouldn't be questioned. Why? Because she's black and a woman. Now, Plies isn't the only idiot that thinks like this in the black community. There's a lot of idiots who think like this. There's a lot of idiots. Let's continue.
Did motherfucking explain himself. Y'all cool with the white man not explaining his motherfucking self to you. Go the motherfucking black. She needed.
Now, who said anybody was cool with Trump not explaining himself? Who said anybody was cool with that? Trump's been explaining himself ever since 2015 when he said he wanted to run for president. He's been explaining himself. It's clear where Trump stands. If you take the time to pay attention, it's clear where he stands. I'm telling you, man, these niggas just say anything because they think you stupid. Plies is a paid shill. They pay niggas like Plies because they think that this is what black men look up to. They think that this is what gets through to us, niggas like Plies.
Explain herself to me what she gonna do for the black community. She want my vote. She need to explain herself. You ain't motherfucking asking the white man to explain his motherfucking self. You too motherfucking scared to ask him. Motherfucking somebody need to explain something to y'all. Well, she been in the office already 3.5 years. Why she ain't do all the things she said she was gonna do? Cause she ain't the motherfucking president. That's why. When you go to the motherfucking McDonald's, that lady that's the motherfucking manager, she don't get to do what the fuck she wanna do.
Okay, so this idiot is comparing the role of the vice president of the United States to a manager at McDonald's.
Blood clot.
God, man. God. He's comparing the vice president of the United States to a manager at McDonald's. Little does he know the vice president does have a lot of power. Little does he know the vice president pretty much has power over the Senate, especially in current times with the Senate being split the way it's split in America. Kamala Harris has the tying vote. So whatever Kamala Harris votes in the Senate gets passed. And that's just one thing she has power over. Number two, she had power over the border. She had power over the border. She was designated to run that whole operation. She failed with that. The vice president has a lot of power and a lot of influence. But see, a dumbass nigga like Plies wouldn't know that.
She might can give you some motherfucking fries, but that's about it. Some free motherfucking fries. That's about all she can motherfucking do. But she can't change the price of that motherfucking quarter pound up there. Of that motherfucking Big Mike. That ain't that motherfucking Lady White House. She just like the motherfucking man. You motherfucking fall in line. Now, if you can get some motherfucking free fries out every now and again, you get some motherfucking free fries out. But y'all motherfucking know this. Most of y'all. But y'all just want something to motherfucking say. Now, if she was the motherfucking president and didn't do something, then that's a whole different motherfucking ballgame. And the same motherfucker who the motherfucking black woman need to explain this. Y'all the same motherfucker when Barack was running. He wasn't motherfucking black enough for you. And a lot of y'all, I done figured out what y'all getting confused. Y'all don't even want motherfucking black. Y'all want ignorant. That's what you motherfucking want. A lot of y'all think ignorant mean black. And that's why some of you motherfuckers like Trump, because he's motherfucking ignorant.
Yo, so the nigga who made Bust It Baby and ran off on the plug twice is calling us ignorant. Has anybody ever heard Ran Off on the Plug twice? This nigga literally made a song about not paying his Mexican cartel drug connect, and it sounded like he had hot grits in his mouth the whole entire time he was rapping. This man is calling us ignorant for wanting to question a politician who is going to be in charge of the nuclear codes. We can't question the person that's about to be in charge of the nuclear codes. We're ignorant. Good God. But he ran off on the plug twice. Let's go, man.
But I'm here to motherfucking tell you, everybody black ain't motherfucking ignorant. And everybody white ain't motherfucking smart. So put that in your motherfucking pipe and motherfucking smoke it.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's getting rough out here, man. This is the best they got, bro. This is the best they got. Plies. Plies is the best they got, man. Let's go, man. Let's get into Charlamagne. So Charlamagne had something to say about what Plies said. And I'm shocked because normally Charlamagne is with this nonsense. But he had a good point. So let's get to Charlamagne's point real quick. All right, here we go.
Plies is absolutely positively wrong. If people are asking questions, that's great. I don't even know why Plies is making this a black woman versus black man thing. This isn't about black men and black women. It's about elected officials and potential voters. The whole point of campaign season is for candidates to go out there and explain to the American people why they should be the one in charge of this country. Votes are earned, not given.
Thank you, Charlamagne The God. Real quick. Hey, guys, real quick. If you're watching live on YouTube, X, or Facebook, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the retweet button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And also, don't forget to comment in the live chat below, man. Let's help this video get in the algorithm. But I definitely appreciate everyone out there for tuning into the show. We're going to keep this thing moving. I just, I can't stress enough. We got to support so we can get these numbers up. All right, let's get it.
And they are earned through you going out there and explaining yourself. Vice President Kamala Harris has to go out there and explain her agenda and why she's the person for the job. Former President Donald Trump has to go out there and explain his agenda and why he should be the person to get his job again, or get the job again. I don't understand Plies or any black person for that matter telling black people to just settle. just accept whatever the candidate is giving you. Don't ask any questions.
Yeah, but
just
they've been
vote.
doing it.
They don't have to
for how long,
explain
though?
anything to us.
They've been doing it for a long time. Even with Biden, when we ask questions to Biden, well, it's the best of two evils. You know what I mean? You got to pick one. But no, if you have questions, people should be able to ask. That's the point of a politician, right? They're supposed to represent us, represent our district, represent our country. Shouldn't we ask?
And by the way, they should be explaining without us asking. That's the whole point of them doing these press conferences and these meetings.
Yeah.
The same way these politicians have meetings for their donors and they have rallies and press conferences explaining themselves and their agendas to certain groups, they should have to explain themselves to black people the same way. Plies is 1,000,000,000% wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with Charlamagne the God there. I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm at a loss for words because Charlamagne normally, isn't this, he isn't this rational, for lack of better terms. But nonetheless, Plies had something to say back. He had a response for Charlamagne. So we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Hey, it's real motherfucking simple with me. Until Kamala Harris go to jail, until Kamala Harris become a convicted felon, until Kamala Harris file motherfucking bankruptcy 6 times her and her company, until Kamala Harris is impeached twice, until Kamala Harris is indicted 4 motherfucking times, until Kamala Harris is found liable for sexual abuse, until Kamala Harris is found guilty of motherfucking fraud and got to pay $300 and some motherfucking million, until Kamala Harris start a motherfucking insurrection, until Kamala Harris try to overthrow a motherfucking election, until Kamala Harris is married 3 motherfucking times, until Kamala Harris have 5 kids from 3 different motherfucking men, until Kamala Harris do any of that, she's a better motherfucking candidate.
Complete ignorance. Complete ignorance. Once again, this is coming from the man who claims he ran off on the plug twice. Right? This is coming from the man who has busted babies. Okay? Now, I could go on and on about all the stuff he just said about Trump, but I'll leave it in a nutshell. We all know that it was a political abuse of the law against someone's political opponent. We know that's what happened with Trump. It's clear, it's obvious, it's not even worth beating that dead horse. But regardless of any of that, none of the stuff he just said has anything to do with anybody's policy. So what all of that shit happened to him? What about the policies that he stands for? He still has not given us one policy that Kamala Harris is going to instill that is going to make things better for anyone. He hasn't given us one example. He hasn't given us one example. And this is why I say these black celebrities are not qualified to talk about politics. Because all they want to do is keep you in your emotions. I'm going to play that shit one more time. Oh, excuse me, no. It's not even over. I stopped it a little early. But yeah, just listen to what he says. He's not going to give you no policy, no nothing. It's all emotions.
To me. Now you do whatever you want to do with your motherfucking vote. But I'm not voting for no motherfucking rich white man to be able to do whatever the fuck he want to do. I'm just not doing it.
So you're not going to vote for a rich white man to do whatever he wants to do. You're going to vote for a rich white man's wife to do whatever she wants to do. Gotcha. Gotcha.
I don't hate motherfucking women that much. And I damn sure don't hate a black woman that much. So you can vote for a motherfucking AKA or you can vote for the motherfucking KKK. You vote for whatever motherfucking K you want to motherfucking vote for. That's your motherfucking business. But Trump been telling you since 2017, he gonna show you that motherfucking healthcare plan. Has he shown you yet? He been telling you since 2017 that motherfucker coming in 2 weeks. It's gonna be big, it's gonna be beautiful. Has he showed you yet? He told you he's gonna overturn motherfucking Obamacare. Did he do it yet? He told you Mexico gonna pay for that funk ass wall over there. Did they motherfucking pay for it yet? He told you gonna raise motherfucking minimum wage. Did he do it yet?
Trump never said he was going to raise minimum wage. And Trump actually did get the ball rolling to get the wall built. But as soon as Biden and Harris came in office, they 80-60.
He was gonna lower the motherfucking price on prescription drugs. Did he do it yet? But she need to motherfucking explain something.
She's been in office for almost 4 years and hasn't done anything that she said she was going to do. Well, actually, no. They did do something they said they was going to do. They did say they was going to let in a bunch of immigrants, and they did that. This is hilarious to me, how somebody can sit back for the past 4 years and watch the country go straight to the tank behind this piss poor leadership and put their head in the sand like an ostrich just because the woman is black going up against a white man who happens to be more qualified.
She don't ever talk about her pot. Yes, she motherfucking do. You just don't want to motherfucking hear. That lady told you she trying to get $25,000 a motherfucker who trying to buy a home. Trying to build 3 more motherfucking million homes. Trying to lower the drug prices for everybody, not just the elderly. Trying to get tax cut to the middle motherfucking class. That like trying to no tax on tips or whatever the hell it is.
That's Trump's policy. You know what's so funny to me, man? With the no tax on tips shit, right? With the no tax on tips, you know what's hilarious to me? So when Biden got that law passed, right? When he got that law passed, guess who had the single vote that could have determined whether or not it got passed or not? Guess who had the vote? Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris's vote single-handedly made it law for tips to be taxed. Kamala Harris's vote single-handedly made it law for the U.S. government to hire 80,000 new IRS agents. Now, what the hell do you think they hired 80,000 IRS agents for? What do you think they hired them for? What do you think they made the little Cash App and Apple Pay law? If you get more than $600, you know what I'm saying, that shit got to be taxed. This law was passed by Kamala Harris. She single-handedly made it happen because it was up to her as the tie-breaking vote in the Senate whether it would have passed or not. And she made it pass.
The North remembers.
Let's go.
That lady telling you what she trying to motherfucking do. You just don't want to motherfucking hear it.
If she could do any of that stuff she's saying she could do it right now. She could do it right now. Joe Biden is basically not even there. Kamala Harris is second in charge, and her influence is heavy at this point. If she wanted to get something done, she could do it. She could do it. Black men, all men. We're not, we don't discriminate here. But I'm just specifically black men. Listen up. Listen up. Let this be a teachable moment. Bro, from this point forward, we need to pump the brakes on these rappers. As a matter of fact, we need to pump the brakes on these entertainers in general. Why are these people at the forefront of black political discussion? Plies can't even talk 2 words without dropping an F-bomb. And this is the guy you get your political commentary from? Nothing this man said in either video was a good enough reason to vote for Kamala Harris. Nothing he said. But see, but to be honest with you, you'll never see any of these puppets have a valid point because they are all just paid distractions. To this day, Kamala Harris has not had one non-scripted interview with the media, with any media source. As a matter of fact, that's why you got Tamika Mallory and all these other people going on the Breakfast Club talking for her, because she can't talk to the media. She's an idiot. She can't talk without a teleprompter. Everything she said on camera As a matter of fact, everything she said on camera since she became the nominee has been read off of a goddamn teleprompter. So black men are 1,000% in the right for questioning her. If she ain't offering nothing worthwhile or nothing she says could be used to benefit you or your family, don't vote for her. Y'all niggas know which way I'm going.
Look at my African American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
Now, all right, we wind it down. Yeah, before we get to the next topic, I want to show y'all this quick clip from Aaron Magruder. Y'all know Aaron Magruder from the Boondocks. He was actually the creator of the show. And what he's saying right here ties into directly what I've been trying to get across to you guys week after week on this show. All right, so without wasting any more time, let's get to that clip. Let's get to that clip real quick.
I want you guys to understand that time is running out. And a lot of black people say that, but for real. Part of why the civil rights movement has been so successful, and part of why those who have come after in terms of our leadership have been able to maintain a presence, is that black people have always had a certain amount of moral currency that we have been using. And let me be the first to tell you, that's used up. White America has been watching us act like fools for a long enough time where any sympathy they may have had to our plight is completely gone. You're approaching a country that, forget hating black people or not hating black people, they just don't care. You can be talking about affirmative action, they can be like, I don't care. It literally is of no importance to me. I don't care about slavery. I don't care about segregation. I don't care about you. I don't care how many of you all go to jail. I don't care at all, because I'm broke. You can't be the proud, noble fighter when every single time someone sees a person that looks like you on television, they're acting like a damn fool. How would they know? How would they know you're not a damn fool? Wait, they're gonna talk to you? Yeah, right. This is what we're facing. Now, this was not a very motivational speech because I'm not a motivational speaker. I gotta be honest. No, wait. That don't matter to me. I'm a critic. That's what I do for a living. I'm not here to tell you you can do it, because you know what? Maybe you just can't do it. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I hope you can do it. I hope to God you can do it. You better do it. Because if you don't, will you suffer? Yeah. But oh, your kids are gonna catch hell.
Shout out to Aaron Magruder, man. See, this is exactly why we can't continue to have niggas like Plies and niggas like Luke, or AKA Uncle Luther Campbell. We can't have niggas like that speaking for us. At this point, our credibility is completely shot, just like Aaron Magruder said. The fact that we totally ignore the black on black gun violence and the foolery and fuckery that we put on TV, and we whine and cry every time a police officer is involved in a violent situation, that speaks volumes on our overall character in general and the way other groups look at us. Like, black people at this point, we look like a huge contradiction, but we don't get it. We don't realize it because nobody says the quiet part out loud. Nobody says it. Except for when you're not around. That's when they say it. So hopefully for those that get it, they get it. For those that don't, I mean, stay in your ignorance, man. That's up to you. But anyways, shout out to Aaron McGruder for the wise words. It was an old video, but it is still relevant to our present day situation. So shout out to him. All right. So up next, we've got this Dr. Cheyene Bryant and Cam Newton conversation. Now, first off, let me say this. I thought she made some very great points on this video with Cam. If I'm honest though, I don't really like the direction that she tries to go with this whole notion of a high functioning woman. It's almost like she's trying to be like a female knockoff of Kevin Samuels, but she misses the mark oftentimes. See, with Cam in this 5-minute clip, for the most part, she was right. She was right. But I got another clip of her having a similar conversation with Nick Cannon that, of course, black women are praising her for. But there were way too many holes in her stance. But nonetheless, we're going to start this first clip off, the one with her and Cam Newton, and then we'll go from there. All right? Let's get it.
You know, make a woman or make a man, whoever.
Oh, wait a minute, wrong video.
A lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
See my situation? That's a very vague question, and it's for you
What
to
situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high functioning?
Just my life.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
My life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here. Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
Both, really.
And they think that you're low functioning.
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions away from this. Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yes, more information. Heck yeah.
So, I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
by how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about
to
your
bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just.
Because my point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
Drinking and driving is a decision that could change your whole world. You can face a life someone else's world. The next time your sober friend is a decision pulled over, paid for.
I am, though.
You're being very in your time.
I am.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies, because I can't wait to be a mom, and I love the kids, period. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you thus far. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. So at what point do you feel the fear, do it anyways? And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. To say that I am going to create these homes let me go better. I'm gonna build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't gonna create a home in them. I'm gonna wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still gonna be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody who you're spending your life with. And then I'm gonna build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and it's selfish.
All right, so let me stop right there. So here's where I'm torn. While she is definitely making valid points, I kind of get where Cam is going with his fear of divorce, because he's a very rich man. And there is a very high probability that any woman who he marries would be solely out to get him for his money. So I understand that part of it. However, 8 kids by 3 different women is reckless behavior. Sorry. It's reckless behavior. Now, maybe for a man like Cam, it's nothing. He's rich. He's seen tens or maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars in his bank account, so he can afford it. But to her point, making all those broken homes is nasty work, and it's definitely not fair to the kids. Gotta say that.
Just tell me when I can solve.
Yeah, almost. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're gonna feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box. It's unhealthy. And it's a huge dysfunction within our Black community that I truly believe personally, statistically, mental health wise, and community wise, that Black men would stop.
So here's where I wholeheartedly disagree with her. Cam Newton is an anomaly when it comes to Black men. I don't like how she just tried to put his reckless behavior on all of us. I don't like that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's Black women who embraced this lifestyle a long time ago once they got a hold of the women's liberation movement. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's Black women who embraced this lifestyle. As a matter of fact, let's do a quick flashback, just in case you niggas forgot.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. 1. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility. And then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down, because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so, you know, it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
So what we're not going to do is, we're not going to act like this is the fault of Black men. It is the women who are lined up to sleep with all these athletes and entertainers. It's the women who are out here poking holes in rubbers and lying about being on birth control, trying to trap dudes that otherwise didn't want any kids. For the most part, men, we ain't trying to get no random chick pregnant that we aren't in a committed relationship with. It's the women who are out here doing it. Why? Because they've been incentivized to do it by the government. It's so funny to me how that part always gets left out. It's so funny to me. It's not black men who are incentivized to have kids. It is the women. Are some men dumb and get caught in scenarios that they shouldn't get caught in? Yes. Call them dumb for that. But it's the women doing this shit intentionally to these dumb men, that's causing the problem. Let's not get that twisted. Let's go.
Black men with what?
Stop doing that. That they would stop that dysfunctional behavior of compartmentalizing and creating houses, not homes, and then finally a home with the wife. And then you have all these other houses that are homeless, but you over here at some point when you do get a wife, if you do, I'm saying if that's what you want, you will, you'll get whatever you want. You're trying to create a home. Totally dysfunctional and extremely, that's the epitome of selfish.
I will say it like this, even though he has.
All right, so there we have it. Like I said, she had a valid point about Cam creating broken homes, but then she totally lost me when she tried to put that on black men in general. Let's keep it a buck. When it comes to broken homes, the strong, independent queens are the actual queens in that category. I don't think that's even up for debate. But so anyway, real quick, I want to rewind back to a few months ago when Nick Cannon had a similar conversation with this woman. All right, so let's rewind. Let's go back to that conversation, and then we'll pick up the conversation from there.
I'm fleeing from the lack of control.
Okay.
Because when there is no control, there's chaos. And in that setting, if you on high, I'm on high, and I know that it can only bubble over because neither one of us have control of the moment or of our emotions, it's only going to get worse. So, and even in that, with using that same, analogy of how black men just flee from
well,
everything.
Let me say,
we're fleeing from the thing because we don't have control
has the
of the
capacity
system.
to flee, but because our topic is mostly black men and mental health, I want to make it clear. Black women flee too, but we're talking about black men and mental health.
We're personalizing it with me because I know that is who I am, and it's because I only run when I'm like, you know what, I don't have control of.
And see, and this is why, and don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted. Nick Cannon is reckless too. I don't agree with the 6 or 7 baby mamas and 12 kids. Like, that's crazy to me. But Nick Cannon has a very good point in what they're talking about right now. A man should never stay in a situation where he doesn't have control. You should never stay in a situation where you don't have control. Because when you don't have control, you're going to end up being at the short end of that stick, right? Because even though you don't actually have control, the women can play it like you do. Perfect example. If you don't have control in your household and you come in the house one day and your woman's arguing, yelling at you, mad at you, and decides to strike you, and you defend yourself, you block her, push her hand back. She calls the cops, right? She's in control of that house for real, but when the cops get there, they're still gonna think you're in control, and they're gonna think you're the aggressor, and guess who's going to jail? You, unless you got video proof. When you lose control, get the hell up out of there. When you lose control, get the hell up out of there, because there's nothing you can do at that point. It's a free-for-all. Look at the projects. Look at the hood. The hood is filled with single mother-led households, and it's a goddamn free-for-all. Because the men don't control the homes there. They don't control them. So I think Nick Cannon is correct in his stance there. If I'm not in control, I'm gone. I agree.
Over this situation. And as someone who likes control, I'll be back when I have control.
But okay, I love that. This is so good. What is control?
A song Janet Jackson put out in the 80s.
You're right.
And this woman's supposed to be a psychologist, and this is why I hate these type of women. I'm not saying I hate her, I don't know her, but what kind of question is that? What is control? Bitch, look it up in the dictionary. We all know what the word control means. What is control? Them type of chicks, they always ask little dumbass questions like that when they don't have a point, and they're looking to try to hit you with some like little side argument to get you off the main point. She don't have a point. That's why she asked you, so what is control? You know what control is. We've been talking about control for the last 10 minutes, but you want to switch the definition up, or you want me to switch the definition up so you can give me your definition and we can argue about semantics for 10 minutes instead of the main goddamn point. I see that shit written all over her. Let's go.
Exactly. You see? Control. See? Don't deflect. Bring it back here. Don't deflect. You see, he just flipped.
She's the one who deflected. She literally asked this man. She's a college graduate. Matter of fact, I think she has a master's degree and a PhD. College, 3-time college graduate. And said, what's the definition of control? The niggas fall for it every time, dog. I ain't falling for that. I'll be like, well, go look it up if you don't know what it means. If you got a PhD and you don't know what the word control means, go look it up. I'm not about to tell you what the definition. You know,
it's real motherfucking simple with me. Until
you're right, exactly. You see? Control. See? Don't deflect. Bring it back here. Don't deflect. You see, he just fleeing. That's it, fleeing. Bring it back. Bring it back. You ain't fleeing. At the root of control, what is control? For one, it's an illusion. What is at the root of control?
Ego.
Okay, then that's fine. What is ego?
What
is ego? The root of ego is what?
It's protecting my vulnerabilities.
It's an insecure little boy. That's what the root of control is, because it's an illusion.
She just made that shit up. That's not what the root of it is. That's not the definition. That has nothing. That's her opinion. That's her opinion. Bro, I would love to sit down and talk to this woman. She would probably get up and leave talking to me. Because I'm not going for this BS. You just making up your own definitions and using terms that can't be measured. You gotta look out for that. That's what they do.
Illusion. Okay? Because when we control
but
anything,
we're talking, no, it's not illusion when you yelling, I'm yelling.
No, we're talking about the control piece.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Neither one of us have control because our emotions are on high.
But you have two people who are at the peak of a mental health freaking breakdown. A mental health issue.
Control.
So again, the way that you gain control is by two things. You use two tools. You cannot shift or change anything about you unless you shift or change your experience. So as long as you keep fleeing,
that's why I'm shifting my ass out the door.
But that's what you've been doing. But that allows you to stay in abandonment. That allows you to stay.
I'm comfortable with my abandonment
because you are in your dysfunctional norm that you've become comfortable with.
But it's worked. It's become a superpower.
But you've learned to survive in it. You're not thriving in that. That's not thriving.
How's she gonna say this man ain't thriving? Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. It's no way in hell I've been working on my language. There's no way in hell a woman who is broker than me or has less money than me, is older than me, and has no man is going to sit up and tell me I'm not thriving. Nick Cannon, for all intents and purposes, got 7 what most men would consider bad broads. And multiple kids by each, and for the most part, rarely has any issues out of them. He's got them all in check. Granted, I don't think that's the ideal situation for children, but at the same time, this nigga got his shit in control. But she's trying to lower and lessen him like he's not on top of his game, which he is. That's what they try to do. In the meantime, she's not on top of no game. She's alone at night.
Surviving in that.
Okay.
And so anytime you are surviving and not thriving, there is no cape. There is no superpower. There's no superpower in a lack of mental health. And there's no superpower.
But it's worked for me. Like you said, I mean,
you know what?
See how she's trying to talk him. She's trying to talk him off his throne. This is crazy, bro. This is what black men got to deal with, though. This is what black men got to deal with, yo. That's why I say, don't even claim it. Don't even claim it, dog. Give your card away. Let them other niggas deal with that shit. Live your life as a good American, and I'm telling you, you won't have these problems.
You read me well.
You know why I work for you?
Why?
You know why I work for you? I'm gonna go there, and it's probably gonna be okay.
Go ahead.
This is what
we got 2 minutes left in our first session.
With all due respect, seriously, to all the women that you've encountered, ladies, I'm saying this. The reason why it's worked for you is because you have chosen and to prey on low-functioning women who don't have the emotional intelligence. No, I'm going there. Who will allow you to do that, Nick? And when I say allow, it's not a control thing. When I say allow, I'm not saying that she sits across you and says, this is what you won't do, you're crossing a boundary. Nick.
I disagree.
Yes.
This is why I disagree. I mean, one, because
you're gonna make sure, but you gotta go in protection mode too.
But it's saying because you could say from all the high value women that I've ever
I didn't say high value.
But okay, I'm giving compliments. But I'm just saying,
wait a minute.
or the people who are even of them being, because first of all,
low-functioning woman will allow you to function low with them, Nick. You could not function that low.
So this is, Nick, everyone's low functioning at some point in their life.
You could not function low with a woman of my functioning.
Here it goes. Here it goes. And this is what it all boils down to every time. Every time is all of this shit and all of this trying to correct men and talking to Cam Newton and talking to Nick Cannon. It all comes back to validating themselves. The only reason that she's a life coach and a relationship coach and a PhD, because she's trying to validate herself. Listen to this shit. She made it about herself.
Not because I'm superior. Not because I'm superior. Listen to me. Let me say this really quick. Not because I'm superior to any other woman, but because I do have leverage. I've been in my field for 17 years, so we get that.
Blah, 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 blah. What Kevin Scam used to say, yo, man, put your junk away. I want to meet a woman. I'm not trying to talk to a man. Why you trying to have a pissing match with me? This is what they do. Yo, as a matter of fact, man, real quick. R.I.P. to the GOAT, man. R.I.P. to the GOAT.
Suppress for a little bit.
Shame, insult, guilt, the need to be right.
And this is what I always say.
Let's get it.
But I've done the work, meaning you won't have an opportunity.
She's done the work. Fellas.
Go to jail. Until Kamala.
Fellas. Always be wary of a woman talking about she's done what work? What work did you do?
We get that, but I've done the work, meaning you won't have an opportunity to get hostile with me, and you may want to flee, but fleeing would not get you a payoff with me. Wait a minute.
I'm not the hostile individual.
But this is that's my point. Did you hear what you just said? We said the same thing. You would never have the opportunity to get hostile with me.
Yeah, because I control myself.
Hold on. Okay.
I have full control of my, but in your sense, because that's what I'm saying, because only reason I say what I disagree, because at some point we've all been low functioning. Yes. And we have to accept that.
Yes.
So to label that, it's like, all right, at some point everybody's going to be in their low state. Everybody's going to be vulnerable. Everybody's going to feel empty. Everybody's going to yearn something.
Mental health.
And when it comes to relationships, the beauty of a great relationship is where I'm weak, you are strong. So therefore, I have dealt with some people that balance me and are equally yoked. And at times, have I been manipulative and prey on certain things? That's because I'm a man.
Right. And but not all men do that. We don't want to blanket all men.
And
all men do not prey and manipulate. Not all men.
First of all humans prey and manipulate. But in a man in a relationship,
not in a praying way.
If I see that I can say, okay, I feel like I need this and this person has this, I'm going to do and say whatever I need to do to get that.
But Nick, again, law of attraction. We attract who we are despite of who we think we are. You use the word, you said women who are equally yoked to you.
Yeah.
Equally yoked comes in many different facets.
100%. Balance, if anything.
They have been equally yoked to your low functioning dysfunction that you have learned to survive in.
Because I love how this woman just puts everybody down. Oh, you're low functioning. But she considers herself high functioning. I wish you guys could have saw the beginning of the Cam Newton interview when she talked about where she's from. This woman is, and I don't want to label people who come from messed up situations, but this woman is the product of a gangbanger and a junkie. So Lord, a gangbanger and a junkie in Los Angeles. So Lord knows what this poor woman has experienced, the type of traumas she's experienced up until this point in her life. But this woman is going to sit up here and try to tell Nick Cannon, a man who was raised correctly and has been a model citizen since he was a kid, been on TV, made his money, done what he's supposed to do. She's going to call him low functioning. This is insane. But we'll get to that. We'll get to it.
I use my tools to because first of all, let's you're acting as if I'm entering every scenario with the full me, and we all, every time someone meets someone, you're meeting their representative. I know how to turn on the perfect man.
Depending
and
on
so
the
therefore
person,
I may have manipulated a situation, and therefore so it's to no discredit to anyone else.
I got you.
I've come into every situation. I can be God-fearing, celibate, the one that you want. I can tell you everything that you want in a man and show you that. I can open the doors, lay down the cloak, send the jet, do it all to be like, oh my goodness, I've never. And then Toxic Nick shows up, and you're like, this motherfucker got me.
No, but
he done gave me the draws, and I ain't heard from him in 3 weeks.
What you said is perfect. No, what you said is perfect because you named all of the low-functioning, superficial things that a low-functioning woman would fall into.
Church,
women,
that ain't low-functioning.
Baby, any woman, any woman or man,
or the mosque, wherever you want to go.
Any person who's done the work, who gained a sense of self, who's worked on their pain pockets, who's worked on their trauma.
Worked on their pain pockets. Worked on their pain pockets. Work on their... What are you talking about, woman? What are you talking about?
They're still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man to rub my back.
They're going to be imperfect.
I got to give Nick the credit. Nick definitely handled this woman better than Cam Newton. Even though she had Cam Newton on the 8 kids shit, Cam Newton still could have won that conversation, but it is what it is.
But that person would want a strong, healthy, functioning man, not a low-functioning man.
A nigga with some good hands.
Not a low-functioning man. No, that's what I'm saying is the difference. But
every woman, you can't. Doc, you can't sit here and say that.
But you're speaking from your experience, which makes it better. Because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes to church.
And some strong hands.
A high and let me go further, and probably a big penis. But so okay,
you said it, not
so
me.
let me go. But again, a high functioning. I'm not even talking about value. A high functioning woman who's done the work.
I'm trying to hear what this high functioning woman is.
But
I want y'all to pay attention to this now. All this woman doing at this point is trying to audition for Nick Cannon, but she wants to act like she's better than every woman he's been around, so that she makes his life better, and Nick Cannon ain't no fool. He's like, I would never want this broad around me. She talked too much. She too combative. I'd hit it and let it go. Nick Cannon ain't no fool in this regard. This woman wants to smash Nick Cannon for sure. For sure. She's just trying to argue him down because they on camera and try to make herself seem like she's the woman he needs. When in actuality, he doesn't need a 41-year-old woman. And we'll get into that later. But this woman is single, but she's selling herself as a relationship guru. Go figure.
High functioning woman. You cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the
She don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high functioning woman wouldn't even attract you, baby. Because it's law of attraction. Stick with me. Just stick with me.
Please explain this.
Regulate your emotions and stick with me. Regulate your emotions and stick with me. Listen. What is law of attraction? We attract who we are despite who we think we are.
Absolutely.
Think we are.
Absolutely.
Okay. So a high functioning woman is not going to attract by...
I want to go back real quick. I want to go back real quick because she said some crazy shit. Let's go back.
Experience, which makes it better.
I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes
and
to
some
church.
strong hands.
A high and let me go further, and probably a big penis. But
did you see when she said that? Notice, once she said that, right? Nick knew. That's why he started crossing his legs and sitting a different way, because that's when he figured, okay, damn. She's looking in between my sheets, looking at my junk. This woman don't fool me, man. She don't fool me. Let's go back one more time. I want y'all to see what I'm seeing. Pause.
worked on their pain pockets, who's worked on their trauma,
are still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're still going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man to rub my back.
They're going to be imperfect, but that person would want a strong, healthy, functioning man, not a low-functioning man.
Sometimes a nigga with some good hands.
Not a low-functioning man. No, that's what I'm saying is the difference. But
every woman, you can't, Doc, you can't sit here and say that.
But you're speaking from your experience, which makes it better.
I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes
and
to
some
church.
Strong hands.
A high and let me go further, and probably a big penis. But so, okay,
you said it,
so let me go.
That's where she gave it away, bro. That's where she gave it away. That's when Nick knew, okay, I can hit this. I'm just gonna play it nice for the rest of the interview. Then he crossing his legs because at that point, look at his body language.
But again, a high functioning. I'm not even talking about value. A high functioning woman who's done the work. Who's done the work.
See that? He just crossed his legs. He like, yo, I know this. Look, come on, man. Y'all gotta pay attention. Look at him the whole time now. Now he sees what's going on.
I'm trying to hear what this high-functioning woman is.
But a high-functioning woman, you cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the jet.
She don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high-functioning woman wouldn't even attract you, baby. Because it's law of attraction. Stick with me. Just stick with me.
Please explain this.
Nick, regulate your emotions and stick with me. Regulate your emotions and stick with me. I'm trying to hear you. Listen, what is law of attraction? We attract who we are despite who we think we are.
Absolutely.
Think we are.
Absolutely.
Okay. So a high-functioning woman is not going to attract by default, by her calibration. She's not attracting a man who is not perfect. The man has got all kinds of mess. So does she. But when it comes to the level of her calibration and functioning and mental health and doing the work, she's going to attract that at which she...
Ladies, I hope y'all not listen to this nonsense. I hope y'all listen. That law of attraction shit don't work with human beings, man. To a certain degree, it doesn't work. It's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw.
Is what she leads with. So let me say this. Do I get on private jets that I pay for myself? Absolutely. Have I had a man do a wonderful, beautiful things for me? Absolutely. Have I had rocks and this and called off weddings? Of course. But let me say this. Prior to me doing the work and being a high-functioning woman, I attracted low-functioning men.
So you're saying you're a high-functioning woman who attracted low-functioning men?
No, it's not what I said. I said prior to me doing the work and becoming a high-functioning woman, my low-functioning self attracted low.
That's not what she said. She said she was a high-functioning woman that attracted low-functioning men. Let's go back. That's exactly what she said.
A man do a wonderful, beautiful things for me? Absolutely. Have I had rocks and this and called off weddings? Of course. But let me say this. Prior to me doing the work and being a high-functioning woman, I attracted low-functioning men.
So you're saying you're a high-functioning woman who attracted low-functioning men?
No, it's not what I said. I said prior to me.
Correction, she didn't say that. She did not say that. Correction. She said she was prior to her being high-functioning, she attracted low-functioning men. I'll give her that.
Doing the work and becoming a high-functioning woman, my low-functioning self attracted low-functioning men. Hold on. You know why I attracted them? Because I needed low-functioning to feed low-functioning. Okay, hold on. A low-functioning man cannot feed a high-functioning woman, and a low-functioning woman can't feed a high-functioning man. And so what I'm telling you is there is no equally yoked there. If a high-functioning woman is a gallon, Okay? And a low functioning human being. Let's just go human being, not even man
Now
and
she
woman.
got props.
We got props. This is the high functioning person.
This is the high functioning woman right here.
Just a person. Let's just go person. 'Cause
Shout out to Nick. Nick knows this is a big joke. Nick knows that she's using the word high functioning as a defense mechanism. She's using the word high functioning as a defense mechanism, and that's clear. I've talked to way too many women over the course of the 40 years of my life. I've got a whole bunch of women in my family, and I know when they're using defense mechanisms. And this word that she made up, high functioning woman, is a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism to hide the traumas that she's been through as a child. So now where she thinks she's gotten over it to the point where she can call herself high functioning. But I see right through you, baby.
you got men who are high functioning, because I am calibrating and attracting y'all, and I love y'all. So let me come back. Let me bring it back. Wherever they at.
Wherever you.
Shout out to Nick. Like he said, wherever you motherfuckers are, they don't exist.
Make believe motherfuckers are.
Right, listen. So high functioning is a gallon. Low functioning is a pint. Okay?
Okay.
Being an adult with ADHD can be hard.
You know, on that note, it wasn't that much left to that video. I ain't about to go sit through this advertisement, man. So I got one more clip for y'all on this woman, and then we can get to the calls. This woman does all this nonsense talk about being a high functioning woman, but in actuality, she can't keep no man in all her high functioningness, right? And this is what I'm gonna get at. This is the kicker right here. All right, I'm gonna play this last video clip, and then we'll wrap this topic up. All right, I'm gonna play this last video clip. We're gonna go back to Cam Newton's podcast, or a piece of it, and that's gonna.
A lot of people see my situation.
Not this, sorry. And that's gonna lead us out of this. All right, so let's get it.
There's been 4 times.
All right, can y'all see that? Boom. All right, boom. So we back to Cam's podcast. Let's go.
There's been 4 times that you almost went down the altar.
I almost went down.
Yeah. Why?
So she basically just admitted to being engaged 4 times. This is the same woman. Sorry, this is not Cam's podcast. This is Nick Cannon's. Same woman.
Hasn't it worked? And whose fault is it? Because you've been talking about accountability, you've been talking about high functioning, and you literally told me in my situation, because of the type of high functioning and low functioning people I'm choosing.
Yep.
Why hasn't it worked for you?
For the first few, I was low functioning, and I was still in my healing journey. And so I law of attracted low functioning.
That happened all 4 or just the first?
The first, I would say like the first 2 or 3.
2.
Definitely
Okay.
low functioning of myself.
How were you low functioning that found things that where you thought this was your match, this was your person, and then it still didn't go through because you were low functioning?
I take accountability. It was my fault because I knew all of them were not my person. And so this is why I say it's not their fault, because these men wasn't infidelity. You know, they weren't beating on me. I attract good men, but I wasn't in the space of being ready to marry them. But I needed them to be good for me, Nick, because I needed.
I'm having a hard.
Man, so there it is, man. Once again, man, I'm not trying to hear anything a 41-year-old woman who has been engaged 4 damn times has to say about anybody's relationship. Now, she's not a bad-looking woman, but it's easy to see right through her, like I said earlier. The reason why she's 41 years old, engaged 4 times, and can't find a quote-unquote high-functioning, low-functioning, high-value or low-value man is because nobody wants to come home and hear all that bullshit every day. Bruh, Can you imagine the nagging coming from this woman? Can you imagine? And like I said, all that high functioning woman talk is a defense mechanism. It's the excuse she's giving herself as to why she hasn't settled down or found her own quote unquote person. You got to pay close attention to speak to people who speak in unmeasurable terms like that. High functioning can't be measured. She refers to herself as having done the work. What work? How can we measure success, or how can we measure the success of this work you've done on yourself? Again, she uses the term my person. How does one qualify in being someone else's person? I'll sum it up like this. Even though I disagree with the way Cam Newton and Nick Cannon have set up their families, I also have to take into consideration that they live a life on a completely different social and financial level than me. So there ain't but so much judgment I can have on their situations, because I have no idea what it's like to be a rich and famous target. But to my point, at the end of the day, I'm willing to bet my last dollar Cam and Nick Cannon both live more fulfilling lives than Dr. Cheyene Bryant. Why? Because whether I agree with their family structures or not, they are both two super successful men living life based on their own terms. While Dr. Bryant is a 41-year-old cat or dog lady still in search for her person, and the odds are she'll never find him. That's all I got for y'all today. Now, what I want to do is this. I would like to take some calls. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post the link in the chat. Give me a second. Post it on YouTube and Facebook, then I'm gonna post it on Twitter. And if anybody wants to call in, we'll be happy to have you. If not, we'll end the show. So hold on, give me a second. All right. So I got the link up in YouTube, Facebook. Let me get it over to Twitter. Get it over to Twitter. Give me a second.
Damn, KBHN. Sheesh.
All right, how do I post in this damn thing? All right, I'm gonna post it on Twitter now. Give me a second. All right, it's going on Twitter. X. All right, let's get it. All right, so the link is in the Twitter, and the link is in YouTube. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to a quick commercial break, and it's also in Facebook. It should be in Facebook. I'm gonna go to a quick commercial break. You guys hit the link if you want to call in. If no one calls in, we'll just go ahead and end the show. But yeah, we'll do it like that. Let's go.
Yeah, my son so dumb, my son so dumb. Yeah. My son so dumb, IQ 21. He tried to make friends, but they call him Ching Chong. He eat the wonton, but he fat like Kim Jong. He's so ugly when he smile, he look like the King Kong. My son useless, can't play ping pong. He tried to get a date with the girl so young, but she said hell no, cause he not that handsome. And my son so broke, can't buy buy the dim sum. Yeah, 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 yeah. My son so dumb, my son so dumb. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My son is so dumb, yeah. He picks Mingly, but she pick me. Too bad he broke, can't buy the milk tea. If he talk back to me, then he get his ass beat. Cause if you try me, then I do the Tai Chi. Just listen to your mommy and go eat the kimchi. Or I sell your kidney for $2.50. Do not think I forgot you got being Chinese. Ancestor look down on you, go say sorry. Yeah.
Violent crime is surging in Louisiana. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals. A mom should not have to look over her shoulder when she's pumping gas. I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
All right, we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't look like we have any calls, and that's okay. Nobody hit the link, and that's fine. But yeah, that's all I got for you tonight, man. Shit, we going on. I spent 2 hours talking to my goddamn self. So on that note, listen, whether you agree, you disagree, or you're indifferent, do me a favor, especially if you're watching on the playback video, don't forget to comment in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Tap that notification bell and select all. For myself and the rest of the crew here at Trippin' Ain't Easy TV, peace out. We will catch you on the next one.